Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Alia Natasha binti Muhammad Kamaluddin. So today, I would like to present about my lesson plan. My lesson plan is for English subject and it is for Year 2 student. The lesson plan is from Monday class on 26 March 2024. The time is from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The number of the student in the class is 4 people. In the class, I have low function and high function level. I have 2 students with low function level and I have 2 students with high function level. The theme is Animal I Love, while the topic is Animals in the Farm. The main skill for this lesson is listening and speaking. Content standard that I choose is 1.4. Listen to, understand, and respond to text in a variety of contexts, which is picture. And the learning standard is 1.4.1. Listen to and demonstrate understanding of the text given by giving yes or no replies. Next is learning objective. Because of I have 2 levels of student in the classroom, which are high function student and low function student, so I have divided the learning objective due to their ability. So, for high function student, by the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to recognize all the animals with support and guidance. All the animals means that they can recognize 4 animals that will be taught on that day. Second is respond yes or no according to the stimulus given about the animal with support and guidance. While for low function student, by the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to recognize at least 2 or 4 animals with support and guidance and respond yes or no using a stick according to the stimulus given about the animal with support and guidance. Next is prior knowledge. For this lesson is pupils have already known about some animal, like maybe they already know about chicken. Next is cross-curricular element. So the moral value of this topic is knowledge, as the student will know that this is farm animal and not as pet animal. The next moral value are sympathy and kindness, as the animal is the guard creature that we need to take care. Next is thinking skill. The thinking skill for this lesson is recognizing and applying, means that the pupils need to recognize the animal and apply their understanding by giving response yes or no. In this lesson, there are a lot of elements of therapy that will be applied. The therapy are speech therapy, visual therapy, listening therapy, psychomotor therapy, and audio-visual therapy. The first one is speech therapy because the pupils need to speak to give their response. Second is visual therapy, as I will use the colorful picture of animal. Next is listening therapy, as the student need to listen carefully to the teacher explanation. Next is psychomotor therapy, happen when the student have to use their finger to point at the animal and use their hand to raise the stick given. And the last one is audio-visual therapy, happen when they play the digital game. Integrated curriculum are language and science. Next is teaching aid. Teaching aid that will be used during this lesson are projector, computer, yes or no stick, and digital games. But I will explain it more detail later at the lesson stage. The first stage is pre-listening and induction set. For this stage, it only takes 5 to 10 minutes. The learning content at this stage is introducing farm animal. So, the activities for this stage is I, as a teacher, will dress up like a farmer when I enter into the classroom. It is because I want to give my student a hint about what they are going to learn on that day. Then, I will act like a farmer and ask all my pupils to listen to the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Then, the pupil need to sing the song with me. After that, I as a teacher will ask my pupil a few questions about the animal in the video. For example, what animal did you see in the video? Or how much animal did you see in the video? Then, after my student give their answer, teacher tells the class that today's lesson is about the name of the animal in the farm. So I already choose 4 animals, which are chicken, cow, horse, and sheep. The teaching aid that will be used are projector and computer. The projector is used during the singing activity to show the music video clearly so that all pupils can see the video and sing it together. Next is values. The first values is knowledge. Pupils can gain their knowledge about farm animals because some of them maybe did not know the differences between farm animals and other animals, for example, pet animals or wild animals. The next values is attention. People need to pay their attention when they watch the music video. Element of therapy in this activity is music therapy. The reason why I choose to use the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm for induction set because I think the song is suitable for my student and it is easy for them to sing it. Besides, the song also can make the pupils feel more enjoy and it also can be as a therapy for them. And the last one is thinking skill that will be applied is imagination, as all the pupils will feel like they are at the real farm. This is the example of the picture that will be used and the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm. The next stage is while listening, which is presentation stage. This stage only takes 10 minutes. The learning content for this stage is recognize the animals and name of each animal. So, the activity is the teacher shows the animal picture and its name using the projector and the computer. Then, the teacher say aloud the names of the animal. For example, this is a cow or this is a chicken. Then, the teacher need to repeat it twice. The reason why teacher need to repeat because to make sure all the pupils understand the lesson as some of them have a low function cognitive. The last one is the pupil need to listen carefully to the teacher explanation. The value from this activity is attention and knowledge, as a student can gain their new knowledge about the animal. The element of therapy for this activity is listening because people need to listen carefully to the teacher explanation so that they can understand the lesson. The teaching skill that the teacher will be used is generating idea, as the teacher explain to the student about the animal so that the student can generate a new idea from that. This is the example of the picture that will be used. For your information, I will use the same picture of the animal until the end of the lesson so that the pupils are not confused. The next stage is while listening, which is practice stage. This stage only takes 15 minutes. The learning content for this stage is demonstrate understanding. So, the activity at this stage is the pupil will play a game like Simon say, but this game is different from it because I think Simon Say is quite difficult to my students as some of them have low function cognitive. So I changed the instruction. The teacher gives the pupil instruction to point at the animal that will be stick in the class. For example, I will stick 4 animals like cow, horse, sheep, and chicken in the classroom. Then I will give the instruction. For example, everyone point at the cow. So the student need to point at the picture that will be stick in the class. In this game, we can see either the pupil can recognize or not the animal. After that, the teacher asks pupil a few questions about the animal. For example, is this a cow or is this a chicken? So, the pupil need to listen carefully to the question and answer or give response yes or no using a stick given. The reason why I use the stick because some of my students is non-verbal, so they can demonstrate their response using the stick. For high function students, they have to point all the animals correctly and give response by speaking or use yes or no stick. But for low function students, the teacher will give the easy instruction to point at the familiar animal like chicken or cow, and they only need to answer it correctly at least 2 questions. So students with high function have to answer all the questions correctly, but for low function students, they only need to answer at least two questions correctly. The teaching aid that will be used is picture of animal. Next is value. The value from this activity is alert, as student need to alert to the teacher instruction, and it can improve their listening skill. Next is element of therapy. For this activity, element of therapy is listening and speech because it can help people to improve their listening skill and speaking skill by giving their response. The last one is thinking skill. The thinking skill for this activity is remembering, as the student need to recall what they have learned at presentation stage. The last stage for while listening is production stage. This stage takes 20 minutes. The learning content for this stage is applying yes or no replies. So, the activity for this stage is using a digital game. Using a digital game, the teacher instructs the pupils to choose the answer between yes or no according to the audio and picture given. The game will show a picture of an animal and audio. So what pupils have to do is pupils have to listen to the audio and click the answer yes or no whether the audio match or not to the picture given. For high function students, they must answer all the questions correctly, while for low function students, they must answer at least 2 questions correctly. Then, each pupil take a turn to do the activity. The teaching aid for this activity is they have to play a game, a digital game using a computer or laptop. Next is value. Value for this activity is knowledge and confidence, as the students have to gain their confidence to answer the question based on what they have learned in previous stage. Next is element of therapy. The first element of therapy in this activity is listening therapy. Happen when the pupil need to listen carefully to the audio given. The next is visual therapy. Happen when the student see the colorful item in this game. The last one is thinking skill. So thinking skill that will be applied in this stage is remembering and applying, as the student need to recall what they have learned before and apply it to this game to see their understanding level. The last stage is post-listening or closure. It only takes 5 minutes. The learning content for this stage is reinforce the animal's name. So, the activity is the teacher names the animals again. For example, the teacher will show the picture of animal and say, "This is a cow." After that, the pupils sing the song "Old MacDonald Had a Farm" for the second time. After that, the teacher as a farmer say goodbye to the pupil, means that the lesson have come to the end. The teaching aid that will be used are LCD and computer to show the music video. The value for this stage is confident, as the pupil need to be confident while answering the question from the teacher. Element of therapy for this stage is speech and music therapy. And the last one is thinking skill. For this stage is recalling, as the student only need to recall what they have learned in other stage. I think that's all from me. Thank you.